Welcome back to another video, Team ℂ𝕉𝕒, your 25-year-old California lawyer. So let's just jump right into this video. This one is on 5 cars I wish I could own. So I'm going to not do anything super crazy. I know some people would probably choose like the craziest hypercars, limited edition cars, and so forth. I'm going to try to be as realistic as possible, but you know, I might drop in a gem or two that are more limited edition. So you know, let's get right into it. My first car that I could own, which a lot of people would probably add to their list if they're into exotics, is a McLaren F1. I know the value is absolutely through the roof nowadays, and a lot of people would add it to their list because of the hype over them now. I actually have loved the car for maybe 10 or so years, probably more than 10 years actually. I fell in love with the car when I bought the game. I believe it was Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2, if there was a 2. I'm not even sure if there was a second one, but I know it was Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. Love the game. Best car in the game, even by Need for Speed standards, was the McLaren F1. And it was, I believe, the last car you could actually unlock, which is why I say it was the best car in the game, even by their standards. Love the car ever since. Even have a canvas of it over here, like a canvas poster or whatever the hell you call it. Love the car for a very long time. Obviously the prices have increased to the point that it's a little unattainable and you know, maybe overpriced to a certain degree, maybe not, depending on your opinion. So that's car number 1. Car number 2, special car, in my opinion. I know there's better out there, but I would love to have a Lamborghini Reventon. If you guys could see the room and everything I'm looking at right now, almost all Lamborghinis. Fell in love with the car when I was probably like 7 or 8. Been my dream car ever since, you know, to own a Lamborghini itself, not the Reventon. But yeah, if I could have any car in the world, money no object, Reventon would probably be very much on that list. Not really much of an explanation behind it, but you know, I believe, if I'm not wrong, the Reventon was probably one of the first very limited you know, supercar Lamborghinis. You know, I know that Ferrari had a couple like that 40 and whatnot dating back. I don't believe the Lamborghini had anything comparable until the Reventon came around. I know now there's the Centenario and all this, but you know, I kind of back to basics type person, so definitely going with the Reventon at number 2. Number 3, I'm not 100% sure. I think we should probably wind down on the higher end type of cars. So for this, I would probably go with the Lamborghini Countach, every boy's poster car. I didn't even know that was even a thing until maybe like a year or 2 ago, once I started watching car vlogs and whatnot more heavily on YouTube. And I realized, you know what, like, I'm actually not one of the few people that have a Lamborghini Countach poster or frame on the wall. I got it when I was a little ass kid, so I never really thought much of it, and you know, it's been along with me for many years. I even took it to college. I think it was like one of the only things I ever hung on my wall. As soon as I even got into the dorm, put it up just as motivation, and you know, took it to, I believe I took it to law school. I'm not 100% sure, but you know, it has gone through over a decade with me. Definitely one of my favorite Lamborghinis of all time, one of my favorite exotic cars of all time. Would love to own one. I'm you know, thinking about all these cars while I'm saying it. I didn't really pre-plan what cars I was going to choose outside of the McLaren F1. I think number 4, I probably would choose a Huracan Performante, modern day Lamborghini. As I've heard, the Huracan is a very everyday car, so I'd love to own one. Obviously, if you're gonna be shopping for a Lamborghini, especially when you're considering a list like this, you might as well go for the best, which is why I chose the Huracan Performante. I think the Evos are cool, but I don't think it is as aggressive as a Performante. So that would be next on my list. But number 5 on the list, I'm probably going to go for a Lamborghini Diablo. And the reason I would choose this, another car I fell in love with, kind of an olden day Lamborghini, not as old as the Countach, obviously, not as new as, you know, a Huracan Evo or a Aventador, or anything of that nature. But, you know, back to basics, really cool design. I would love a second gen Diablo. And, you know, going back to my earlier pick, for the Countach, I'd also like a second gen. Love having the spoiler there and kind of like a sharper design, in my opinion. Same thing with the Diablo. Love the car. One of my favorites, I believe it was also in Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. So really cool. I think if I had to do a top 5 without any Lamborghinis, which you know, would not happen for me personally, but I probably would have McLaren F1 at number 1. I probably would put Ford GT at number 2. Probably the you know, like 05 model, not the most recent one. Number 3, probably a Corvette ZR1, maybe like a C8. Number 4, let's put something JDM in there, just for the hell of it. I want to say R34, but I really was not a fan of it. So you guys are probably going to kill me in the comments if you love cars, but definitely not a fan of it. I could understand the hype, I guess, but it just wasn't for me. The shape was just not it. JDM, what would I choose? I'm trying to look over at the cars I have over here. Realistically, I probably would choose a 300ZX twin turbo. I'm not sure if that's something many people would choose, but that's probably what I'm leaning towards. That, or maybe Supra. But yeah, those would probably be my JDM pick, one or the other. Probably would lean more heavily towards the twin turbo 300ZX. I believe I would have one last pick, which I probably would put at maybe a Ferrari F40. If I was going to be more realistic, you know, I probably would choose like a Modena or something of that nature, something maybe in the late 90s, early 2000s. So yeah, that's pretty much my picks. Thank you all for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Check out my clothing brand at ℂ𝕝𝕉.us. Triumph, your dreams await.